Hi, and welcome to TV My Husband Hates. I'm Kat Sims.
And I'm Reagan Kempton.
And we are reality TV addicts.
Addicts, aficionados.
Ooh, I like that. Experts.
Experts.
Basically, we know our shit when it comes to reality TV.
100%. Welcome to TV My Husband Hates. We are back again, recording again, semi-healthy, and amidst Corona. How you doing, Kat?
I'm doing all right. Corona is the least of my problems right now because I'm dealing with raging hay fever. And I sort of feel a bit like hay fever didn't get the fucking memo. It's like, dude, it's COVID year, not your year. Move on.
They're like allergen siblings.
Well, whatever they are, I don't need to social distance because every time I leave the house, which obviously is never, but I did do a grocery shop today, a necessary, essential one, I sneezed about 25 times. And every time I sneezed, I was like, it's hay fever. It's not COVID. It's just the hay fever. I'm really sorry. I'm actually here for Pirites. That's what I'm here for. Other antihistamines are available. So basically people see me coming and just run in another direction, which, you know, I'm all right with.
Perfect. Well, I love how we both stuck to the dressing up Friday. Eventually, when we get YouTube all set up and I get around to editing all these videos, you will get to see us. And so we are both in sequins. We're both having a drink. I'm drinking a lovely rosé in a can from a local winery called the Infinite Monkey Theorem, and it's delicious. So if you are in Colorado, it's amazing.
That does look good. I'm always a bit weird about cans. Like,
yeah.
Just because once when I was a teenager at a party, I sort of picked up a can and swigged it back, and it was just full of cigarette butts. And literally the most disgusting thing I've ever done. Even now it makes me want to get.
Yeah.
Anyway, so cans, like if I just, they're not my ideal thing, but that does look good. And trust me, I drink rosé right now out of a dead donkey's foreskin, so it's fine.
Yeah.
I'm on the red wine.
Excellent. Got a nice, we're having to do this later, obviously, because we are both home with children at the moment. So I have to wait for my kids to go down for a nap. So 2 p.m. is a more acceptable time to drink, I think, rather than the 10:30 a.m. that it normally is.
Although I think now that we're all in sort of lockdown quarantine, I feel like we're now on airport rules. And it's like 7:30 in the morning. Bloody Mary.
Absolutely.
I think it's fine. I did get a message from a friend of mine, neighbour, who shall remain anonymous. But she's like, I'm pretty worried about my drinking during quarantine. I was like, I get it. Like, you get to a point you've been in the house all day.
Yeah.
3 weeks. 3 weeks I've now been in the house.
Yeah.
And I look at that clock edging towards 5 o'clock like my fucking life depends on it.
Yeah, I'm 100% burning all of my kids' brain cells by letting them use screen time because this is technically our spring break. So last week I was all on it with like crafts and like filling their time in like soulful, meaningful ways. But now that it's spring break, I'm like, you know what? It's your spring break. Tate will be on like video school starting in April. So I feel like this is kind of their last hurrah before, you know, they actually have to start doing some schoolwork. I mean, the little one, I have no idea what I'll do with him. Probably just more crafts.
Yeah, crafts. Also, we did things like both. We've done a lot of games with her.
Yeah.
She's been doing some. I can send you some stuff. Some cool like
Excellent.
finger painting number shit.
Yeah, we'll see about that. I have a real problem with painting and mess, just because I really hate to clean. So like all of our crafts have been like sticky things where you just like pull the backs off and like affix. I can deal with that, but like painting just drives me mental. Though I will say both of our kids are now becoming championship Wii bowling experts because we've taught them how to use the Wii. So we Wii bowl about 3 times a day.
Is that like a verb now? We Wii bowl.
Yeah, we Wii bowl. We enjoy going to the bowling alley 3 times a day. I'm going to turn out some championship video game bowlers.
Well, if that's what comes out of this quarantine, then that's what comes out of this quarantine. I'm okay with that. The other thing that I think is going to come out of this quarantine is more people watching reality TV, which can only be a good thing for us.
Yay! Though I will have to say, I think people are not listening to podcasts as regularly as they were because they're like out of their normal routine. So like at least in the US, a lot of people listen to them in their cars. And since we're not all in our cars anymore, I'm noticing not as many people are listening, which is a real bummer for us, but we'll keep recording. So we'll be here when you go back to work and have a billion episodes to catch up on.
Yeah. Or just keep listening.
Yeah.
Just keep listening. Okay, so should we get on to what we came here for, which is, as ever, kicking off with Shahs of Sunset. This show continues to baffle me in some ways because I have, from the moment I started watching, loved Reza Farahhan deep and hard.
Yes.
But I am really struggling to find anything redeeming about him right now.
You know what? I was so proud of the way he and Destiny kind of sat down and chatted through their issues. I was like, that's how you do it. Like two friends having a chat, forgiving each other, moving on. I have no idea why that can't happen with MJ. I don't know what's going on. Like,
I agree. I feel like we've. I wonder if there's something else that's happened,
right?
Because I just can't understand why at no point, even when she had a baby and nearly died, did he not go, you know what, at the very least, she and me can have a conversation.
Well, this is my question, because a lot of this stuff all blew up like right after, like, you know, as she was in the hospital. Why didn't he go visit her in the hospital before? Because this all blew up like right after her surgery. So, I mean, she had been in the hospital for a while. So it's like, well, why didn't you go visit her before? Like, I don't understand. Is there something we haven't seen that could explain this? I don't know, but it's breaking my heart, man.
It's breaking my heart too. And it's breaking my heart because it's pushing a lot of emotional buttons for
totally.
me. Because I see, honestly, watching Tommy break down with MJ when he was recounting his kind of emotions about watching her be in hospital and not knowing whether she was going to live and having this tiny baby there.
Yeah.
And I, like, even now, it makes me want to cry because that shit fucking stays with you. And people just really underestimate the effect of a traumatic birth on both parties. And
absolutely.
To see Tommy break down, I don't condone what he did with Red potted plants.
Right.
That's not the right way to handle it, but I can, even if it doesn't excuse it, I can see what explains that kind of reaction because he is really struggling.
Absolutely. Well, and Tommy lives in LA now and his entire family's in New York. So he doesn't have people. I feel like Reza was his people, you know, when he stood up at their wedding and was talking about both of them. Like, I feel Tommy is super affected by this as well because they both thought like Reza was their people. And when you go through something so horrific and your people aren't reaching out, it's so isolating. It's so lonely, especially if you think you're going to lose your partner in all of this as well. I mean, I can't even imagine.
No, and even at that point that Reza has chosen to go down the restraining order route just makes me think, dude, this is your responsibility. Like, even though you feel like MJ slighted you, she was also, like, you now need to step up and you need to go to her and you need to say, we need to fucking sort this out.
Yeah, because this shit is whack, essentially. It was whack of Tommy to go and bust up those plants and react that way. That reaction was not okay, regardless. Like, I understand why, but it wasn't an okay action. But again, like, my whole problem with this entire scenario is I don't understand why everybody maybe can't think that maybe Allie is just lying to everybody. Allie maybe lied to Destiny, you know, about who put him up to this and all this kind of shit. Allie lied to everybody and like just trying to like stir the shit up. I don't understand what is blocking a serious conversation between MJ and Reza.
But also, Allie's a perfect scapegoat. You know, if you want to be able to place your emotions somewhere, then just put it all on Allie.
Right.
Who gives a fuck if MJ repeated it? Who gives a fuck if MJ... Like, at this point, who cares? She nearly died. She's had a baby. She's your friend of 30 years.
Right.
Just
you shouted horrific-ass things to her last week.
Awful things. And no matter how bad she has been, Riza has at times acted awfully as well. So this is none of these. This is not like everybody was so angelic and MJ just suddenly did something awful. Like, this has always been the way things have gone between you. So you have the perfect scapegoat. Use him. Put all that anger onto Ali and move the fuck on.
Yeah. Because it's so damaging to this group too, because we see them in this episode, like, you know, Reza kind of really holding this breakfast, trying to rally the troops. He is making it very clear that he doesn't want to hang out with people who hangs out with MJ or Ali. And it's so divisive in this otherwise very tight family-like group. And I don't know, like, what will next season hold if, like, none of these people are talking to each other?
No, and I think, you know, it's really sad. It was really sad to me to watch, like, when her trainer comes around and her trainer says, how are you? Like, how are you with your well-being? Like, it was the first time somebody had actually said, how are you doing, MJ? Because we've seen Tommy is struggling. You know, she's brave-facing it right now.
Right.
And she may be absolutely fine. Like, some people are really resilient. But there's no doubt there's going to be shadows of that birth that live with her. And the fact that we'd only heard her personal trainer ask her that. Even when Nima went round, he didn't say, how are you doing?
No.
And it's such a common thing, right?
Yeah.
Nobody actually asks mum how they're doing. And it's such a shift. But I don't know. I don't want to take, I mean, I know I'm banging on about the shit she's been through. And I do think that really deserves a huge pass on a lot of stuff.
Right.
But even if she hadn't had a traumatic birth, the fact that her friends haven't even turned up for the baby or turned up to see her is just, I would be.
Other than Nima. Nima has.
Other than Nima.
That we've seen.
The other thing I wanted to say about what Tommy did, I really appreciated actually how MJ handled that, because when Nima and Mike confronted her and said, do you think this is the right, like, did you think that was the right thing to do? She didn't say, yes, it was the right thing. She didn't say, no, it was she said, look, he is my husband and he made his own choices to do that day. Whether or not it was the right thing, he is my husband and I will stand up to him. And I thought, you know what? Well played, MJ.
Yeah. I mean, I think theirs is a very real, true relationship. And they're both very strong-willed and very, you know, hot. Like, they get hot very quickly. So I think ultimately, you know, them kind of backing each other up, regardless if they think it's the right decision, is kind of what makes their relationship work. And I mean, when Tommy broke down, like, on camera, talking about that, it just broke my heart. And I think at that point, I kind of really, because I hadn't thought about either what Tommy must be going through with all this, because obviously a lot of my sympathies, I really connect to MJ having to deal with a lot of those struggles and, you know, traumatic births and things like that. I didn't really stop and think, like, oh shit, like, Tommy's alone out here. I mean, other than Vita and their friends. She's amazing, by the way. She's done a complete 180 from, like, pre-grandkid to post.
Yeah. But, you know, I do watch, like, Tommy's Instagram, and I love that he refers to her as Darth Vader. Like, it's my favorite thing.
He was brilliant at, like, winning her over.
Yeah.
Nobody else has been able to do that. I mean, even like MJ struggles with that, you know, but, like, he got there. Like, mad props, Tommy. But anyway.
Yeah. I agree. I think it's really sad. I really hope they work it out. I suspect that they don't, actually. I feel like this is something that continues. But we'll see. And, and, you know, that Tommy thing, I think, will live with me for a little while.
Yeah. I mean, unless they're brilliant at faking their social media accounts until the resolution is shown, then I think we can safely say that they actually don't. Sorry for all of those not watching.
I just realized I didn't put a bra on.
Excellent. I noticed that.
Shaking my boobies, and then I thought, oh, we're being filmed, and then
that's all right. That made me totally lose train of thought. But anyways, I think unless they're brilliant at faking social media accounts, I think we can safely say that there is no resolution in this season of the Shahs, and not in real life either. So I guess
Anyway, let's move on to And do you know what? Let's move on and past as quickly as we can. Real Housewives of Atlanta. This yawn fest this season.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, the only thing that feels like it's gone on longer than quarantine is the Real Housewives of Atlanta. It's so tedious.
I mean, we're on episode 19. They took a 2-week break in this season. And then we've also found out that the reunion will probably either be delayed or there won't be a reunion because they were filming it during the COVID kind of outbreak quarantine thing. So they had to stop filming the reunion. So we have no idea what's coming with that. But this is not the last episode of Atlanta. So we have at least one more. I have no idea, but it's just a continuation of the same fight that they were having last week.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically everybody trying to explain to Kenya that she just needs to chill the fuck out, maybe apologize for some shit and move on, and Kenya just digging her heels in and going, no, I don't want to. I mean, that's essentially it.
Candy made a really, really valid point that Kenya had not been accused of rape by the group, which Candy had, and Candy got over that and mended that fence. Like, the least Kenya can do is throw some people a bone. Like, I understand it's a really tumultuous time for her, but she's been pretty fucking terrible all season to people.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I get it. I'm with you. I mean, I feel like I don't ever want to defend her. I do feel like the breakup of her marriage will be enormously humiliating for her. It will feel like a huge failure on her part. So I feel like she's a wounded fucking bear just waiting for somebody to poke it, and she will lash out. So part of me is like, is this holiday 2 days after her husband left her maybe the best time for everybody to come at her? Marlo comes at her, Tanya comes at her, Portia and Nene and everybody's coming at her, and I'm not surprised she's not going to be in the most receptive frame of mind. I agree with you. She's not earned any sympathy or any room for whatever it is, but there's just been no story. There's been no arc. There's been nothing. It's just tedious little bitch fight after little bitch fight, and I'm not invested. I can't do it anymore.
No. They go to the Lohan Beach Club. Team building seemingly goes well. I think this is the thing. Like, I feel that this entire episode has been like 2 steps forward, 1 step back, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. And it just like, I'm tired of the no resolutions or even like some sort of new insight. I don't know. And I mean, maybe it's because a lot of like the Kenya Mark stuff was all out in the press and the news and everything before the season even got started. So it's a little bit weird watching things
when you know that
in hindsight. Right. But I don't know. At the end we see Nene trying to leave and she fights with production, and that's kind of the end of that. So I don't know where we'll be next week, if we'll still be in Greece or if we're finally back to Atlanta and maybe that's the finale. I have no idea, but it's pretty disappointing because this is typically one of my favorite franchises.
Yeah,
and it's really dragged for me this year.
Me too. I can't think of anything else to say about this episode. I wish I could. I feel like let's wrap it up. Maybe come back strong next time and see what happens.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. Let's move on to Family Karma.
Which does have a shit ton of excitement.
Oh, I'm loving this show. I love the personalities. We talked a lot about the statues last week, and Sean Patel actually reached out on our Instagram and was such a good sport about it. Directed me to an IGTV where he actually talks about the statues. If you haven't seen it, I think he's Miami Sean or Sean Miami. We've tagged him in a couple of stories. I could probably double check, but his IGTV that explains the statues is fucking gold, man. His mom.
I'm gonna go check it out.
So ace. Like, I love it because the statue is of her at like 7 months pregnant, and she's just like, I hate the statue.
Can I just
This is what I hope I never look like. It's like my litmus test. Like, I still look better than the statue. I'm A-okay. She was brilliant at it. Let me look up his account up real quick. But go ahead.
I was about to say, if there was any point in my life that I would never want completely immortalized in the figure of a statue, it's me at somewhere between 7 and 9 months pregnant.
Oh, it's like the worst time ever. She must be comfortable standing for it. Like, not even
uncomfortable.
funny. But
I
yeah.
mean, the varicose veins, the bum grapes. It's just
Oh,
it's not
no.
worth it.
So he's Sean Miami. So it's ShaanMiama on Instagram. Go check it out. The IGTV video is just fucking gold. Love it.
I'm on it straight after this. But with Family Karma, the big story that is still rumbling on is this whole Vishal and Anisha fallout that seems to have come from nowhere. And I was like, is there something more to this? But actually, after watching this episode, actually watching this episode, I feel like he's just really embarrassed.
I think he's really embarrassed. I think because we find out he's got Crohn's in this episode as well, which is really triggered by stress. So I think honestly, he really just tries to avoid any and all confrontation in his life to like as a kind of a precautionary thing. But now I feel like it's just become pathological that he just will not talk about anything because I mean, we've all seen like the show, so we know how much they talked in like the first episode. They were on the phone all the fucking time.
Yeah.
Now they are never on the phone, and he's saying he doesn't understand that there's been no difference, and there has been a difference. I mean, we've seen a difference.
We've seen it. Bobby sees it. Anisha sees it.
Yeah.
Amrit's just got a serious case of the jelly wobbles. He's just so jealous that Vishal could possibly have another close friend.
I know.
I mean, have you ever seen a bigger baby? Such a baby. Come on, Amrit.
Come on. Put on your big boy pants. Like, he can have more than one friend.
Man. And then, like, undermining her by going, oh, she just fancies him. Oh, fuck off. She doesn't fancy him. Nobody fancies Vishal except Richard. Literally nobody fancies Vishal.
I mean, he needs to do everything he can to hold on. Because, I mean, I think she's incredibly pretty. She's super fucking smart. Like, he needs to lock that shit down.
He does. And you're right about this Crohn's thing. Like, I get that it's exacerbated by stress, but that doesn't mean that you just have to, like, do everything you can to sideswerve stress. It just means you have to figure out how to manage stressful situations. And it doesn't mean just ghosting your best friend, like one of your best friends, just because she happens to know some shit went down at a gala. Dude.
Like everybody else in the entire community knows. I mean, everybody knows what went down.
I know.
This is a very close community.
Am I the only one that's always a bit like weirded out when he has his top off and he has this like really buff body?
No.
Because I sort of look at his face and I listen to his words and I feel like his body should be that of a 6-year-old boy. And then when it's like actually like the fucking Backstreet Boys, I'm like, I don't get it. You're not supposed to have that body.
No, it's almost like a live Photoshop, like where they photoshopped a guy's head onto a really buff body. Like that's what it takes me off guard every single time.
It's not just me, right?
No.
It's so weird. Anyway, listen, Vishal, this is not rocket science to me, and it's not rocket science to Barley, who by the way is like, we can all fucking see what's happening.
She's such a badass.
Just fucking pick up the phone and talk to Anisha.
Yeah.
He's just a bit embarrassed, and that is not the way to deal with it. Amrit's just being a big baby, and Anisha just, honestly, babe, I'm with Anisha, babe. If he doesn't call you, fucking move on. Like, this kid
Absolutely. Like, you have other friends, drink more with Bali, and just fucking have a good life and have fun. Like, it's not worth it.
I mean, I like Vishal, but there is something really kind of annoying. You know, some people have resting bitch face.
Yeah.
He just has, like, resting annoying face. Do you know, that kind of, like, cartoony sort of goofiness? There's a bit of me that grates on me a little bit.
No, I totally agree. I'm the exact same way.
There's a bit of me that's empathizing with Loopy Loper at this point.
Please subscribe, rate and review TV My Husband Hates wherever you listen to your podcasts. You can also follow us on Facebook and Instagram at TV My Husband Hates and join the Facebook group to keep the conversation going when the podcast ends. If Twitter's your thing, you'll find us at TV Husbands Hate. Theme music and production for TV My Husband Hates by Jimmy Sims.